Hello and welcome back to your Asset Protection Specialist channel on YouTube. Thank you for stopping by. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can check us out for more videos like this. In this video, today we are talking about Social Security benefits. What happens to your Social Security benefits when you pass away? Okay, let's dive right into that. There is a certain thing called survivor's benefits. Survivor's benefits. That means basically once you pass away, if you're the person who's getting Social Security and you have a remaining spouse, then that spouse can get 100% if they're in full retirement. If they're in what's called partial retirement, then they can get between 71.5% to 99% of your benefits. Okay? Ex-spouse. Okay, so you were married for 21 years, you're married for 15 years, you were married for 40 years, who cares? As long as you've been married for at least 9 months, in most cases, most states, you can get the benefits, okay, from Social Security. So what if you broke up and now you have a new boo? So you broke up, for example, you left your wife and you went with your mistress from work, okay? You're living together and all that, yada, yada, yada. You're drawing your Social Security money. You're living with your new lover and you're getting your money, keeping it in the house, but you didn't get married and you messed around and died before you could change that. Then at this time, because your wife or your spouse, in this case, your wife would still have the legal ability, the legal rights to your money. Okay? So the girl that you're living with, that you've been dating or whatever, living with, shacking with, that they call it, for 15 years or whatever, she doesn't get that Social Security. It goes to the person who has that marriage license, that marriage certificate. So understand that. So when you leave somebody, if you leave that man, do you leave your money with him? So that's why a lot of people don't get divorces, because they want to keep that benefit. So just know that. So before you get married to certain people, think about that. And it's easy to get in it, but it's oftentimes hard to get out of it. Okay? In fact, it's always hard to get out of it. It costs more to get out of a marriage than to get into one. All right? If you have a child who is in high school, 16 years old, they can get 75% all the way up to a certain age, whether the child is disabled or in high school or still in school or go to college, up to, I believe, age 22. Okay, so between 16 and 22, we're talking about children based on certain events. If it's a child that's disabled, for example, then we talk about, for life. Dependent parents. If your parents live with you and your parents pass away, and you were the one that were the caregiver for your parents, then your parent can get your Social Security survivor's benefits, okay? This is not something that's automatic. You have to apply for it. You can't just, they don't just automatically turn it on, okay? So make sure you keep that in mind. And another thing, as far as the parents who are dependent, they need to be 62 years of age. So if they're 55 and they're a parent, it's not going to happen. They need to be 62 years of age, okay? No double dipping. Double dipping, what I mean is getting from yours and theirs. So you are married and you are living in a household or not when one of the spouses died. Your spouse passed away and now you already getting your Social Security. They were getting theirs. And now you're not going to get 2 checks. You're not going to get 2 checks. You're going to have to get 1 check. You can choose your check or theirs. And here's a little hack, a little tip for you. Take the one that pays the most. You can turn it off and on just like a light switch. If, for example, if you're a female and your husband passed away and he's getting more than what you're getting, turn yours off and get his. And then when you need to, when yours start paying more, turn his off and then get your own, okay? I hope I said that right. Now, if in the event that there is a death, you are married or you're living in the house with someone and you're handling their financial business, right? You're their fiduciary. You're the person, the power of attorney that's responsible for paying the bills, buying medication, paying the car payment, paying the rent or the mortgage, paying the lights and utility, and things of that nature, and other things that you're paying with that money, and that person passed away, you're to do a few things. Number one, do not cash that check. You're to return that check back to the Social Security Administration. Number two, if that money is being deposited electronically into a bank, let the bank know that the person is deceased so they can send that money, that portion of it back. If they have $5,000 in there that they have accumulated and it's already in there, that's fine. We're talking about new money. So the person passed away on the 29th of January, right? And then they get that check the following month. You cannot cash that check. They must be alive when that check is cashed. If you cash that check, or in a better way of saying it, failure to not do what I just said, return that money, notify the Social Security Administration, notify the bank, failure to do that, not could, not can, not might, not maybe, but will result in some legal actions against you. And what do these legal actions look like? They look like this. Number one, you will have to return that money that you spent. So what would be the use of getting if you have to return that money? It's not a loan. It's going to be something that's going to create a criminal action. If you don't return that money and you spend that money, you will be guilty of a felony, a federal felony, which means you'll be going to federal prison up to 10 years, and then you're going to receive healthy fines and fees as a result. Please do not, and I don't say please often. You won't hear me saying that too much on here. I say please do not cash the check. Do not spend the money. If the money's in the account, get that money out of that account. If you think life is hard right now and you having financial woes, cash that check and see what happens, okay? Instead, you can call the Social Security Administration. Their number is 1-800-722-1213. 1-800-722-1213. And report that, and you'll be happy that you did. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one. Meanwhile, take care of yourself and each other. Peace.